You're listening to KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine.
The opinions and views expressed in this program do not reflect those of KUCI, its management, or the UC Board of Regents. To find out more about this talk show or other talk shows broadcasting on KUCI, log on to our website at kuci.org or check out the latest program guide.
This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at Theater West for their presentation of It's a Wonderful Life, the 1947 Lux Radio Theater version.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with
Matt Johnson, director of It's a Wonderful Life.
So, question, what made you guys decide to do this piece?
Well, I think that it was inspired by Theater West, right? They wanted to do a really special holiday presentation. They kind of landed on It's a Wonderful Life, and then somehow they started thinking, well, how can we do something different with It's a Wonderful Life? Why don't we do a radio drama? And then they came to me. I'm not a company member. I'm just an outside guest director because I have radio drama experience. I have a radio drama show on Sirius XM satellite radio called New Frequency, so a lot of background in radio drama, so I was really just privileged to come in and be the guest director for it.
Interesting thing about It's a Wonderful Life. You ever hear the story about them colorizing it?
Yes, they colorized it, and fans did not like it, right? They rebelled against it, I think, right?
Yeah. Well, there was this tremendous discussion about colorization, and actually that black and white actually has this surreal effect. I've noticed something interesting about the radio, because I'm a radio guy too. Mm-hmm. It has this interesting effect too. By turning off the visual aspects of it, you actually concentrate more on the story. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. To comment on the film, I actually think, I'm a big believer you stick with the way the filmmakers originally intended it, right? The director and the cinematographer, they lit that to be black and white. Whenever you colorize it, you're actually changing the original medium. What we do in radio drama, whenever you take away everything in radio drama, comes down to the words and what you're listening to. So whenever we do the work on It's a Wonderful Life here, the words become so vital because that's really what you're focusing on. There's amazing moments in this show when Clarence says to George Bailey that every life matters, and you're just listening to those words in the audience. I saw people wiping away tears tonight at our opening night because it just means so much. The words have so much more of an impact in radio drama, which I really love.
Personally, as for me, today I was basically at work, just slaving away, and I know a lot of people, because Christmas is a bad time. I mean, the budget comes at the end of the year, they're going to review me, whether I get a cost of living adjustment or not, and basically I'm thinking, of all the times of the year, I am actually under the most pressure right now. I would just love a little escapism. The only problem is theater, in my opinion, isn't really that great right now. Because, again, they don't do anything challenging. Usually it's I think I've seen A Christmas Carol, so many times. So basically, I really need some kind of escapism right now. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, that's one of the things that we talked about with this show. When we first sat down to do It's a Wonderful Life, the very first thing I said to the cast, and the very last thing I said to the cast, first rehearsal we had, I told them, our world needs this right now. We're in difficult, stressful times. The holiday seasons are stressful for everybody. Let's do this show with joy, with warmth. Let's exude that with our performance and let people into that magic, that comfort that they look for so much at the holidays that we just don't seem to have a lot of now. And the very last thing I told them at our dress rehearsal was, don't forget the warmth, the joy. That's what people who come for It's a Wonderful Life for. So I totally agree with you.
Actually something also, like I mentioned before about, how many times I've seen A Christmas Carol. Mm-hmm. I've seen A Wonderful Life a lot of times too, but I've never seen it like this before where it's a radio drama. So it is kind of new for me this way. What are your thoughts on that?
It was this broadcast that, the radio drama that we're doing, a lot of people don't know, but in 1946, when the movie was released in 1946, 3 months later, they did a radio broadcast, the Lux radio drama did, with the original cast. Jimmy Stewart and everyone came back for this legendary radio drama broadcast, and it was heard by nearly 40 million Americans. It was one of the highest, broadcast in radio history, and I don't really think it's been done that much since then, but it has always gone down as sort of like a legendary radio drama script. So whenever they came to me and said, hey, we should do something interesting with It's a Wonderful Life, I said, why don't we go back and do that Lux radio drama script from 1947? I actually had to go back and find the script. I had to adapt it myself and bring it to the stage. But I also think it's what you and I spoke about a second ago, which is when you strip away what everybody knows about the film, you're reminded of what an amazing story this is. It was a short story before Frank Capra made it into one of the most legendary holiday classics of all time. And I always think great stories live with us forever. Put it into a radio drama medium and it still works because people still love that warmth, feel-good story that they can take with them always. And it's a story about life. It's a story about that every life matters, and it's something that everyone can relate to.
As a director, 80% of your job is actually casting, so I always ask this of directors. What do you look for in your casting?
When I'm casting, the main thing that I'm casting, and I'll just actually refer to this piece in particular, radio drama is an ensemble piece. We have, I think, about 11 actors, and they play something like 35 different roles in this piece. So for me, it was not about distinguishing any one particular actor or performance. For this particular piece, it was about casting an ensemble of people that could have a variety of voices. So whenever they actually came in for auditions, it wasn't a traditional audition where you come in and audition for one role. I actually had them come in and audition for 5 or 6 roles. They played everything from a tiny child to a bartender to George to Clarence. I had them do all the roles and encourage them to push their voices to be different every single time. So for this piece in particular, and what I always look for in general is just that ensemble feel. I look for that warmth of spirit and people that you say, I want to go and make something special with them. And they're the ones that are going to create this on stage. So you're right. 80% of a director's job is done at the very beginning, and me particularly, I try and always pick the warmest, best ensemble that I can, knowing that then that'll make the spirit of the piece lift even higher.
One more last question. Yeah. If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
If you come to see It's a Wonderful Life radio drama, you're going to see the warm, lovely piece that you know, the movie that you love, but you're going to see it in a way you've never heard it before. You're going to really be listening to the words. We have live music. We have live sound effects, which is such an amazing part of this show. Everything you're hearing in this show, from footsteps to doors to every single thing, is created live on our stage. So you're going to hear this wonderful audio landscape wrapped around one of the most beautiful holiday stories of all time. It will fill your spirit, it will warm your heart, and it will make your holidays.
Well, I really love this piece because, again, I'm a radio guy. You guys did a fantastic job. And also, I love the history behind it, too, because, in a sense, something I really needed right now was a little break, a little classical theater, but also a little bit of throwback, because I actually heard references to, first of all, Merry Christmas. I don't hear that anymore. I heard references to tobacco ads, which you don't hear anymore. So I just love the I guess the datedness of it. It was just so appropriate.
Yeah. I agree. Whenever I adapted the piece, I thought about, well, should I take out some references? Should I make it modern and more updated? And then I thought, no, you know what? I want to present it the way that, again, 40 million Americans would have heard it in 1947. And, you know, it harkens to another era, but it reminds us of that time too, and I think sometimes you have to look back to look forward. This is a piece about looking back on a life that makes you look forward, and I think that's what I encouraged with this piece, which is, let's look back to 1947, to what they created. Let's bring it to 2018 and introduce it to maybe even some new audiences who've never heard it this way before. I just met some people in the lobby who are like, I've never heard or seen a radio drama before, and that makes me so happy that they got to see this amazing piece done in radio form.
Once again, I love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Happy holidays.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with
Tatum Shank. Well, I'm just really happy to be part of the show. Iconic role, George Bailey, and it was fun. It was a lot of fun, and we get 5 more cracks at it, so we're excited.
Great. So what's your take on George Bailey?
Well, he's just, he's you, he's me, he's everybody, right? He could be anybody, and he just gets beaten down by life, kind of like my voice right now, and his friends pick him up, and he comes through.
A lot of people say George Bailey is a bit of a, he's just too much of a goody-goody and all that, not very three-dimensional, but every single time I hear the story, I always get a little teary-eyed, you know what I mean?
Sure, yeah, I mean, I don't know what that is for three-dimensional. I mean, he goes through the gamut of emotions. Like he's thrilled, he's happy, he's young, he's vibrant, and then he's having kids and he can't go to war, and everybody's doing the dreams that he wants to have, and he just gets beaten down by life, and he's sad, he's depressed, and he wants to kill himself. He goes through the whole thing. I mean, I don't think there's one dimension about that. I mean, he's all over the place.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Well, the thing about this show is just a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun. The sound effects and the music, and it's all live, and the actors acting out different characters. It's really, it's just a fun piece. Fun piece.
Yo, I love this piece.
Okay, well, I'm glad you enjoyed it. You had a good time. I appreciate it.
Once again, love the piece. Thank you very much for being on the show.
You bet. Thanks.
It's a Wonderful Life, the 1947 Lux Radio Theater version, will be playing at Theater West from November 30th to December 9th. For more information, go to www.theaterwest.org. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Complex Theater for their presentation of a holiday comedy SHIT show.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
I am Jackie Lehrman. I've co-produced and co-directed and wrote some of the sketches for our holiday show today.
Okay, if my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Oh my God, this is completely a holiday show in every sense of the word. We have women cross-dressing, we have men cross-dressing, we have an all-male that's supposed to be like a little clip from, oh God, I can't even remember the movie right now, but it's so good. We touch on every religion, make fun of a little bit of everything, make fun of LAX, Santa Claus, Jesus, Buddha. Nothing's off limits.
I really enjoyed it. Basically, it reminded me a lot of Saturday Night Live, the earlier years, because I thought it was actually quite well done.
Thank you so much. Saturday Night Live and Living Color and Mad TV were actually my super favorite shows growing up, and I just always had a dream that I kind of just wanted to make a variety show similar to that, but just super diverse with just something that everyone can just bring and just share everybody's unique sense of humor.
Actually, also, I really enjoyed the actors because a lot of it dealt upon it hinged upon your capability of being able to act, whether you were playing cross-gender or whether you were playing, an ethnic person, or whether you're playing, someone street smart or something like that. It was a great exercise, basically, in the diversity in your skills.
Thank you so much. Yeah, majority of our actors are actually sketch performers, comedians, or actors that are actively and consistently studying. They all work on their character developments. We got a few folks from Groundlings, a few folks from UCB as well, one here. And we just really wanted to exercise this going outside of your comfort zone, but also playing within your comfort zone. And we were just really blessed to have a cast that was honestly just up for anything and wanted to do something new, and that's what we tried to do tonight.
Were you also involved in the casting?
Yep, me and Megan, my co-producer and co-director, we cast the entire thing, yeah, absolutely, and directed it from start to finish.
What do you look for in your casting?
In my casting, I look for actors that are completely comfortable with themselves, actors that come into the room with just a bunch of choices, and they just want to have a good time. I find that in any comedy show, when actors are absolutely having a good time and the chemistry is perfect, the crowd can't help but to be engaged. So I kind of look for what I look for when I go to a show, which is just a complete diversity, different humor, different comedic styles. And I like to be inspired, so I hope I inspired somebody in the audience today too.
Well, I really enjoyed myself tonight. Plus, also, as for Christmas, this is actually a little irrelevant Christmas. If you don't want to see like It's a Wonderful Life or A Christmas Carol for the millionth time or something like that, this is a good place to come by and just get a little entertainment, get a little comedy in your life.
Absolutely. We definitely wanted to do something different where you could just really bring anybody. It could be just a chill date night. It could just be something you wanted to do on a Tuesday versus going to the movies or just seeing a play. You can actually just come and just see this variety act and really laugh your asses off.
Well, I really enjoyed myself. Thank you once again for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Thank you. You're amazing.
A holiday comedy SHT show will be playing at the Complex Theater from December 4th to December 12th. For more information, go to www.squareup.com/store/holiday-comedy-SHTSH /star-w. This is Ashton Marcus, and I'm on location at the Antaeus Theater Company for their presentation of Little Foxes.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. I'm here with...
I'm Jocelyn Town. Well, I'm a company member of the Antaeus Theater Company, and this is my third production with them. And this is the production of The Little Foxes by Lillian Hellman.
And which character do you play?
I play Birdie Hubbard. She's a woman who is married to... It's hard to kind of encapsulate her in a description about what she's like, but what can I say? She's a complicated woman living in the 1900s.
Yeah, she was an heiress. She was like a member of the Southern royalty or aristocrat.
Yes.
But that doesn't necessarily mean you're a lucky person. It means your future's decided for you. Your job is decided for you. Who you marry gets decided for you. Where you live gets decided for you. Almost like you're not allowed to be yourself. You're allowed to be almost this title. You know what I mean?
You know, it's interesting that you say all of those things, and if you read the prequel, Another Part of the Forest, you learn so much more about the history of all of these characters, and you're right on so many of those details. Yeah.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Hopefully a truthful family drama that plays out in ways that they didn't expect.
Well, I love the piece. I love your acting. You were so understated, but at the same time just trying to yell out. You were just so unhappy, but you just gracefully handled it. It was like, I would say you were the most, how they say, what was it? Courage is just grace under fire. That's what your character was like. So much was put on her. She was never allowed to be happy. That was just your character.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I think everyone tries to be happy as much as they can be, as much as they're able to be, and that's the challenge for all of us. And that's what makes us all connected, I think.
Okay, well, I love your performance. I love the performance as a whole. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here with...
Calvin Piku. I'm probably the newest member here. I feel so green and so new to be here, but they have welcomed me with open arms and given me all the confidence I need to thrive here, and I hope to be working with this company for a long, long time.
Great, and which character did you play?
I played Leo. I think Leo's very misunderstood in the way that he's used quite a bit, and he just wants to find somebody who will let him use his skills so he can prove his worth. He's very misunderstood because he's one of those people that is often interpreted as being annoying because he's overeager and he wants to have friends and impress you. But he has a good heart that, because he is so loyal to people who do wrong, he ends up doing wrong as well, unfortunately.
Your character is very interesting. In a sense, it's like he hasn't developed quite yet, because he's basically a young adult.
Yeah, he's very young.
Not married. But he also does some bad things, about does to women, does to hunting and all that. So it's like it's a bizarre character. In a sense, he's like like the mistreated little kid, but he's also like it's just bizarre. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think that's a classic example of not nature but nurture. He is someone. I mean, his father is someone who hunts and lays waste to the animals in the local area. It's hinted that he maybe flirts with fancy women in Mobile, but we don't really know what his life outside of the town is. In my opinion, he's striving for something more, for something real, to have real connections with people. And in doing that, he gets led to do some bad things, unfortunately. But that's because he's simply trying to make a place for himself in the world, and he's being brought up by people who are leading him down all the wrong paths.
Interesting. Yeah. If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
they should expect to see a lot of people fighting for everything they've ever wanted in their life.
I agree. It kind of reminds me of modern day times, or maybe kind of a soap opera. You know, I don't know. Maybe I'm not sure if they had soap operas back then, but it was actually pretty intense. It was corrupt. It was, I guess, almost like Southern royalty. You know what I mean?
It's like, you know, I grew up in the South, actually. I did a lot of crabbing and going fishing for shrimp and things like that. And they remind me of a bunch of crabs in the barrel. Everybody's just trying to get to the top and pushing each other out of the way.
Well, I really loved your performance. I loved the performance as a whole. Thank you very much for being on the show.
My pleasure. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Kristen Couture, played Alexandra in Little Foxes. It has been a wonderful experience and a very intense experience. I'd say my character has the most rewarding and largest arc an actress can ask for. I think, you know, it's hard to start out so innocent and not really know what's happening to going to finding out too much in some ways. And my take is, I feel like Alexandra represents the future in some ways. She is raised by three very different women, Bertie, Addie, and then of course her mother Regina. And she takes the best out of all three of them. She takes the strength of Regina, the strength and goodness of Addie, and then also kind of just the fun of Bertie. And I feel like she is the future, even though a lot of people ask, like, oh, she's the mini Regina. I think she's Regina and the strength of that, but I think she's better. She's the hope.
I actually loved your character. Again, it's because your character found out that their parents didn't love her, didn't love each other, that their family was corrupt, that basically her father wanted her to leave. That was his wish. So all that happened to her in one play.
Yes, it is. It's a lot. It's a very large journey, and I mean, she says it in the very end. She says basically that she figured it out all in one day. I mean, just imagine to find all that out in one day and have to basically choose who you're going to be in that moment, what kind of person you're going to be after finding out so much. I don't know, so many things that are hard to discover. So much sadness, so much lack of love, so much hope for love, all those things.
If my viewers decide to come out and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
Expect to see a family that is dealing with some it's so hard to say. I mean, just expect to see people wanting things, people wanting more, and other people keeping them from it. Everyone wanting more, and everyone wanting more in different ways. That's contradicting.
Well, I loved the play. I didn't like the people. I thought they were terrible. But I love the actors. I love basically your acting too.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was so nice to meet you.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine, and I'm here.
Judy Johnson in The Little Foxes playing Addie, the maid of the Hubbard house, the Giddens house. Addie, I think, is the heartbeat and the pulse of the whole play, I think. She's there to try to keep everyone on track. She brings all the humanity to the play. As everyone starts to just fall apart, she's a steady ship of humanity, trying to be kind, do right, and not everybody's listening or watching. They're doing their own things.
She's actually a very interesting character because these people were actually very racist. They were actually, they disliked poor people, they disliked black people, they disliked everyone except for themselves.
Yep.
Probably. So it's interesting how they can actually have her around as a servant, or maybe a friend, or maybe maybe a pet. I don't know, what is that?
Oh yeah, certainly a servant. You know, it's in the South in 1900, so the Civil War wasn't that far away. And, you know, some black people started to leave to go north, and black people in the South who stayed after that, it's a tough road to go. What do? Do you rebel? How do you take care of your family members if you have them? Stay and work? what do you know mostly? Service, being of service. So Addie is a servant. She's there to be of service and not lose her own humanity while she's watching a group of people rip themselves apart, and tries to get out of the way a little bit if she can, and to save her girl who she loves, Alexandra.
That's very interesting, because I assumed that she was actually more of a mother to the girl than her real mother was.
Absolutely. There's no doubt about that. No doubt in my mind. Yeah.
If my viewers decide to come by and see this piece, what should they expect to see?
They should expect to see the truth told on stage. This play was written in 1939. It is so appropriate to what is going on in the United States of America today and around the world from what reading and research that I'm doing. How did we get here? This play is one of the answers. I hope everyone will come to see it just to see where we came from.
I agree. It was almost prophetic, because it was like, again, they predicted that it would be like, certain Hubbards would actually take over the world.
Yep.
And they have.
And they have, we hope not for long. Yeah.
Well, I loved your performance. I love the performance as a whole. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm with KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
William Warren. I'm just having a ball here at Antaeus Theater. They have really been just welcoming to me. This is my first production here, and I just hope to be a part of the family.
And which character did you play?
I played Cal, who was basically one of the helps or servants for the family. I felt Cal was someone who held a lot of responsibility as far as keeping the family together, and took a lot of, just carried the weight of and responsibility of a lot of people on his back.
Yeah, your character was very interesting. In a sense, he was a servant for a group of people who were just really racist.
Yeah.
They just took advantage of black people anywhere they could. They look at them as the dirt on the earth, things to be consumed. I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
Well, what I do think is that it's interesting to watch and read this piece that was written in the 1900s and see how even today, their relevance to today's time and things that are happening in our society. And I'm just glad that I'm able to be a part to reflect and be part of that mirror, that image.
Yeah, this was actually a very surprising piece. In a sense, the more noble people were probably the colored people. That's what they called them back then, the colored people.
Yes.
And also, the women, they were very powerful women. They were anti-heroes, almost like they're the center of the play and all that.
Right.
So, surprisingly, this was written such a long time ago, but it was so well written.
It's beautifully written. And we were in awe almost each day as we rehearsed, just seeing how the story would develop and unfold. Lily Hellman just did a beautiful job, and I can't say more about that. Yeah.
Okay, well, I loved your performance. I loved everyone's performance. I just loved the night tonight. Thank you very much for being on the show.
Thank you so much for having me, and I appreciate you coming out.
Hi, my name is Ashton Marcus. I'm at KUCI 88.9 FM in Irvine. And I'm here with
Tim Venable. I play Marshall in The Little Foxes at Antaeus Company, which we just opened this weekend. And I'm having an amazing time. Incredible cast. The design, all of it, it's really a phenomenal artistic experience that I'm really grateful to be a part of.
Yeah. So what's your take on Marshall?
Well, he's to me, throughout rehearsals, we were really talking about the difference between the North and South, like very much a Northern capitalist at the time, like turn of the century, a lot of what would become Chicago in the next few decades with strikes, and the population was exploding in the city. So it's very much a capitalist, the definition of a capitalist, coming down and finding business opportunities, and in the play not really caring about what the business means for the family, but rather I see an opportunity, and that's all I care about. Yeah.
And my viewers decide to come out and see this piece. What should they expect to see?
Well, a beautiful cast at the top of their game, some of LA's best actors, and a director who is thoughtful and specific and incredible to work with, and a design that is like worthy of. It's amazing. It really is. Like, it's a stunning set. The costumes are incredible. And it's a really beautiful, timely play. Yeah.
Little Foxes will be playing at the Antaeus Theater Company from October 18th to December 10th. For more information, go to www.antaeus.org.